All right, guys, welcome to day 2 of the Nashville NXL event. You can see I got some games going on behind me. There's nothing on this field. Not really sure what happened with that one, but we just got done with our 2 games. Unfortunately, we lost both of them by 1. So it was a kind of a heart puller, whatever. I don't know. They were close though, so I was glad about that. So I'm gonna actually get some interviews. I got one with Jeremy Salm, who does the coaching, and he runs the TMG Outlaws, so that'll be really cool. I'm gonna see if I can grab anybody else, maybe try to video some the semi-pro games or pro games, whatever. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll have to move on. Since we only lost by 1, the way the point differentials work, so we're at -2, which means that, you know, when they subtract your points minus theirs, we're at -2. So if we can get up on other teams and go 2-2, that should help us to move on, but it can be kind of tough. So I'm just gonna walk around, gonna go pit, talk to different people, and it's nice and hot. This is essential if you're gonna be walking around, just getting a nice boonie hat. So this is a nice one, so I'm happy with it. So just I'm pretty pale, so I burn pretty easy. That's the Cuban gene I did not get. So I guess I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so I wanted to do a couple interviews like I had said, so I grabbed Jeremy Salm, who coaches the TMG Outlaws. So just want to ask a couple questions, but first, tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of your background in paintball. I know, well, I guess the Reader's Digest version, he's been in it for a while, but he's only 23, so it's really surprising.
Well, it's been 22 years, and you know, I came back from playing soccer and got into paintball and never looked back. Great sport, love it. Been to the top, been to the bottom, trying to get back to the top. That's probably the clip notes of it.
So what would you say is the most important thing as a coach? Like maybe somebody is helping out a younger team. What would be the most important thing you would say in helping those players?
Well, the biggest thing is you got to keep your emotions in check. A lot of times you get really worked up and you can't be the one that loses your cool. You got to make sure you keep those guys focused on the next point. You can't chase bad points. So getting the refocus to the next point, that's probably the biggest role you can in the new format.
Awesome. And like I said, you coach the TMG Outlaws in pro, and you have a couple other teams that you help underneath there with the whole program. Yes. So what would you say is the most important thing when you're looking for players? You know, because we have a lot of players that are trying to work their way up. When you see somebody working up the ranks, what is it that you would say is the biggest thing for them to move from, you know, D4 to D2, you know, and so on and so forth?
Well, versatility. You know, like being, you know, kitty cornered into one spot, that means you got that percentage of points you can play by only knowing that location. If you know everything, that just gives you much more opportunities to first get picked up, second to go ahead and play all these spots. And it's really important because I think that we came from a generation where there were snake players and there was Dorito players and there was back players. That's gone. You got to be able to do everything, and that's what the pros are looking for. They're looking for guys that can do everything.
Awesome. So what would you say is the most important thing as a player to get better? Would you say drills, or is it more a mentality thing? I know sometimes it can be a mixture of those, but if you had to say the top 2 things.
Well, like I said, you can never discount just flat out talent, and that's, you know, beyond the, you know, gunfight, snap shoot, all those things. They're the most basic things you have to have, but still in the end, all up here, it's all in the brain, man. Those are the guys that really, you see them make the difference, the guys that can put those 2 talents together. And if there's a third, communication, the holy trinity. You can communicate, shoot your gun, and think about the game, you're gonna be okay, because you'll put it together and you'll end the points.
Awesome.
Those are the guys.
Awesome, cool. Well, I know you have to get back and help out some other teams, so I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. And I'm gonna grab some other people as well, but I wanted to grab Jeremy. He's a great guy. And yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next part of this video. Have a good one, guys.
Try that?
Good, Greg, Matt, Eddie, Nick, roll up.
10 seconds.
Go, boys!
All right, guys, so sorry about not getting any other interviews. I actually just got back to the hotel, took a shower, we're gonna go eat. But one thing I will say, and I think I had mentioned it before, definitely go and pit for people if you can. I ended up helping with the Ironman for 2 matches, and I probably ended up with like 4 or 5 cases of paint, maybe, something like that. So it's definitely worth it, just to try to see if you can pit with people, preferably professional teams, because usually the lower grade teams will use it for the next day. Like we have our stuff in, just because we're not getting it for free. So we're gonna make sure that we can use it. But the pro guys usually have deals, so they dump it after every match. So I just had paint off to the side, and then found the GI bags, and then went ahead and just dumped them in there. So I ended up with like 6 or 7 of those. So it's definitely worth it. But I wanted to say thank you for day 2, and yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for this one. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, and as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.